I'm here with Dorf today. Got the guest speaker, the man himself, the man who brought me into this place, actually. You know, it was funny because we're going to be talking about embodiment today. I was actually thinking just before that would probably be a really hilarious story to tell related to embodiment and how a little bit of embodiment can have like some pretty interesting and awesome effects.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really interesting. But we may or may not get into that.
Yeah, well, me and Jack met at a course. I guess it was a course. It was just an introductory course into dancing.
Yeah.
In an embodied way. So it seems fitting that that's the theme of today.
Yeah, absolutely. And now here we are. And like being there, like we haven't both been there and been like interested in this idea that we're now going to talk about.
Maybe
well, you would be here. Well, I don't know. You would be here, but I definitely wouldn't be here.
Not in this way.
No,
serendipity.
Not in this way. Yeah. How strange. Well, life works in very mysterious ways.
Certainly does.
Cool. Well, with that, we've got a few people on board. Welcome everybody. How about we're going to jump into our like traditional, like as Scott and I have been doing previously, our little silent meditation at the start. But Dorf's actually a trained meditation teacher, and he's got something cool to help us kind of drop it in. Yes, important pieces of paper from important people. They make all the difference. But yeah, you wanted to start this off a little bit differently to how we've done it, because we would normally just sit in silence, but you wanted to do a little connect with the body thing, which is quite in line with our theme. The shaking.
Oh yeah, I think sometimes,
I'm pretty sure
it's good to just kind of get rid of any latent energy in the body. So sometimes if especially we've been sitting all day in front of a computer or something, we've been kind of stuck. So to then just go straight into a silent meditation might be a little bit, it might seem a little bit restrictive, or we just might be a bit antsy. So let's just do a little bit of a bioenergetic kind of exercise. So we'll just kind of shake the hands maybe.
Play along at home if you're watching.
Yeah.
As Ninja would say.
Yeah, you might feel like tension in some areas of the body, or just a bit of a charge. So just trying to like shake it off. So get the arms going a little bit as well.
Just getting everything moving, really, aren't we?
Actually, yeah. You might want to stand up if you're at home. Get some movement into the shoulders. Yeah, back and forward.
I feel the crunch.
Yeah, exactly. Training all day.
Get
the legs moving. Yep. Shake the thighs, shake the butt. Ninja always loves that. Shake the butt. Yep. Shake the feet. I'm going to take a few deep breaths as well. Take some breaths in. Do some tapping. Actually, feeling the eyes maybe. Tapping the face. Movement back to the neck, back to the head. Tap the shoulders. Move the chest. Feel up. The belly. The legs.
Definitely feeling the body now.
So just let that charge kind of dissipate a little bit. Get the sillies out. How do you feel?
Strange, like nice and grounded actually. That was pretty cool. I like it.
That's good work stuff.
Oh, sweet. And so now we're going to set our timer and just sit in silence for 5 minutes. So hopefully if you've done that, you're feeling nice and like connected already. We're just going to do a 5-minute sit today since we've done that couple of bioenergetics things. So whenever you're ready, Dorf, you can hit that little timer you've got there.
All right. So what's the intentions for this sit?
Oh, we're just see what
What's the
happens.
goal? See what happens.
See what you can observe.
Okay.
Especially now that you're more connected with your body, and we're going to be talking about embodiment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we'll see you in about 5 minutes, guys.
Let's do it. Starting.
That is definitely a bell.
Surprise.
Thanks, man. And thanks, guys. That was really nice.
Thank you. What did you notice there?
Oh, lots of thoughts streaming through. It's actually interesting doing this after a day of treating.
It is, isn't it?
Which is definitely a new experience for me. Yeah, kind of going from, I guess, really active, like a lot of doing, and yeah, I guess just like moving around.
Interacting. What I noticed is interacting with different energies, and maybe taking that on, harboring, energy, and I noticed charge. So with myself, I just noticed the breathing was slowing during the process, and kind of allows you to come down a little bit. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome, man. So nice, like kind of segue, I guess, into our topic tonight, which is embodiment, which is all about, from what we were talking about before, all about being aware of and noticing, basically just being aware of your body, right? There's more nuance to it, which we'll go into, obviously, but as a concept, embodiment, as far as I understand it, seems to be about being in your body and being in the present moment. And this is a topic I'm really interested in, but it's also a topic you're really passionate about.
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Yeah. So what is it about embodiment that you think is so important?
I think
it really stands out to you.
It's a fundamental thing. So we're always getting cues from the environment about what's going on with ourselves, and especially as a massage therapist, we're asking people to pay attention, raising people's self-awareness, of the parts of their bodies, their physical bodies. Where's the pain, what's happening, and also drawing attention to what's going on during the day in a physical sense. So embodiment can be physical, but it can also be energetic and emotional, and just getting an understanding and a familiarity and an awareness of what is going on with us. So that would be, in conversation, we might be exposed to different stimuluses from the environment that might have certain reactions in the body. So we feel it, we might feel tension in our guts, or we might feel choked up in the throat, or all these different body sensations when we're interacting with the world. So just being able to be aware of it. First of all, be aware of it and see what's happening, and then we can see maybe where it's coming from and what it's trying to do.
Yeah, because I imagine, just thinking about that, I imagine a lot of this, like a lot of the time, like if this isn't something you're familiar with or not something that you do very often, you could probably be like experiencing a lot of those things, like a lot of those kind of like restrictive, constrictive, closing up kind of feelings in various parts of your body. And if you're not aware, if you're not paying attention to that, or you're not aware that that's happening, that could be affecting either your patterns of thought or the way that you're behaving in some potentially really interesting and not necessarily ideal ways. Like if you're, I don't know, just thinking about, I guess like the classic one I use quite a lot, like, if someone is like having a bit of a go at you or something like that, and someone's, you're in a situation where you're starting to feel angry. If you're not like paying attention to what's actually going on in your body, you might not notice that you're getting angry until it's like way too, like kind of like till you're kind of beyond the point of no return.
So where are things coming from in ourselves? Are we reacting from a certain state of anxiety or something like that? Yeah,
that's really interesting, man. I really like that. And sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's a really important piece. I think to be able to monitor what's going on in our own bodies, and so we don't have to harbour these things. So we might carry around chronic tensions, You know, we might be anxious a lot of the time, or you know, carrying around different, even emotional type feelings in different parts of the body. And if we're not aware of it, we can't we can't acknowledge it and then allow it to process. We just sort of carry around this tension.
Yeah, it's like I think as we were saying, I believe yesterday perhaps, like it's hard to let go of something you don't know you're holding on to.
Exactly.
Right?
Awareness is the first piece.
Yeah, like if you don't know you're tense, it's like you can't, like it's hard to consciously relax, or like, you know, it's like, I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
I am relaxed. What are you talking about? Like, not like if you're not paying attention to these things, or, you know, or even if you just don't have like another point of reference for it, right? If that's just your like normal state of being, that might just be where you're at, and because of this like you know, and I guess like a lack of connection to yourself and a lack of awareness of your body could be contributing to that. Is that something you see? Is that something you see a lot in the clients you see, and just in the world at large?
Definitely. So I was going to say it feeds into one of the points here on culture. So I think we are in a very head-centric society. So we've got a lot of, in some way, I like to say we're kind of understimulated physically. You think about what our bodies are adapted to doing. We're adapted to moving around for a lot of the day, getting into different positions, and probably in nature quite a lot. And today we've got, we're sitting behind a desk for 10 hours a day, a lot of us, and that kind of thing. So we're underactive physically and then overactive mentally. You think about the devices that we are on constantly. There's stimulus from everywhere. So we're on the computer and we're focused on a certain thing, and even the modes of communication, so the text messaging and emails and all this data coming in at us. And even being in a city, in city life, there's lots of engagements, lots of points of contact,
lots of things to process.
Of things to process. So there's a lot going up in the head, and so we can be, you know, stuck in there and lose track of our body. And it's not something that our culture really talks about a lot. You know, in our culture we talk about it a lot. So disembodiment, I think, is a pretty standard thing. In most Western cultures.
Yeah, I guess we tend to I can definitely see that as well. There seems to be this kind of trend of, and I'm just as guilty of it as anyone else, of like just spending all of my time either like thinking about or rationalizing or just like reacting, stuck in a state of reaction to like, oh, what was that noise? Oh, what was that noise? Oh, like what's going on now? What's going on here? And I find
outwards focus and thinking
dominated, all like up and out there, and not a lot of what's down and in here. So like and like, you know, and I guess like the byproduct of doing that, spending a lot of time up and out, like checking every email as it comes in, responding to every message as it comes in, you know, like hearing all the honking on the roads and whatever it may be, all of this like stimulation, especially like you say, especially living in the city, there is like no such thing as quiet here. But
or if you've got a phone, if you've got a
oh man, 100%. This is a really interesting one, actually.
100 times a day.
One of these really interesting things, I've been doing this little experiment with myself, where I will put, I've actually been putting my phone on airplane mode like an hour or so before I go to bed. Ideally an hour or so, but at the very least it's on there before I go to sleep. And what I've noticed is that I won't turn it on. I won't turn the airplane mode off in the morning. So I use my phone for like a meditation timer. I use it to listen to affirmations. So there's things I want to use my phone for in the morning. But what I don't want it to do is to be like, hey. So that turns off so that stops all of that. And it's really interesting because I get through my whole morning so much faster. I feel so much more refreshed, and I feel so much more energized going into the day. Actually having that time and that space to use this tool, because it's a really powerful tool, but to use it in a way that doesn't draw all of my attention up and out into the world, where I can still stay kind of connected, which I personally find really helpful.
So being in that state chronically can lead to a lot of disease. So I think, speaking to the second point on healing, this reactivity and constant stimulus can put us in a state of fight or flight.
Yeah, 100%.
So
1 second, I think we have a question there.
It can put us into this sympathetic nervous system. So relaxation, healing, when we're centered, when we're grounded, good decision making happens from a place of calm in our bodies. So I think that's a really important reason to do embodiment or have embodiment, is to be able to be operating from the parasympathetic nervous system. That's what brings really important. It's a really good pathway. It's always here. The body's always here. So we neglect it a little bit in this culture. So if we want to rest, if we want to heal, we'll be able to tune in and let it breathe and just let it process. So.
Totally, man. Yeah. Just 1 second. So just for Chris to answer your question, we have been going for a little while now. You're welcome to rewatch, but you can probably jump in now as well, and it'll just be totally fine. We're just talking about embodiment, and we've just had like a little bit of say about what that is, which is basically body awareness. How we a lot of us tend to spend a lot of our time thinking and focusing on the outside, and not a lot of time focusing on our bodies. And Dorf was just reiterating how this is actually a really important component, not just of awareness, but also of the healing process. And of since our bodies actually need to be in parasympathetic mode in order to heal. So a lot of embodiment is about nervous system regulation and getting out of fight or flight and out of stress and into relaxation, rest, digest, and heal. And to actually allow all of that to happen. So what is how do you do this? I think that's probably a really a really good thing to address. When we say embodiment, it's a good thing to be doing with yourself or for yourself. How do you do that?
I would say just attention on what is going on in the body. So if we have a reaction somewhere, a physical or kind of energetic, emotional reaction, any sort of sensation can feel outside, inside, can feel a little bit different with emotions or with energy, but sometimes it can be physical, a very tangible physical sensation as well. Just being able to draw awareness to it. So the more intense that reaction is, probably the more importance we need to attend to it. And then allow it to do its thing. So breathe into it, relax, let it dissipate. Be aware of it as well, because sometimes our body is telling us what's going on. So sometimes we might be around somebody who's attacking us in some sort of backhanded way, or we need to put up boundaries, and we have these energy centers that act as a marker telling us what's going on in the environment. So maybe we need to step away from somebody, or we need to assert a boundary, or it could be anything. Maybe there is danger that we need to pay attention to as well. So
100%. Sometimes that is a real thing. I guess I'm kind of curious as well, for anyone who finds it kind of difficult to do this, for anyone who's not very familiar with this process, or is finds it difficult to actually pay attention to those things, especially on their own. I mean, it's one thing to be notice what's going on in your shoulder as I've got my elbow digging into it. It's a totally different thing.
You're pushing me into the fern.
Oh no, for you.
Between two ferns.
But it is it can be bit of a different thing when especially when you're in the heat of the moment. So what are some ways that you might cultivate this?
Well, I think the meditation that we're going to do, the guided meditation, might give an embodied understanding of it. But
what do you mean by an embodied understanding?
Well, it's a visceral feeling. I mean, it's we have to go through the process and actually be in it to be able to fully understand it.
Okay.
So we can talk about it. This is what but it's another thing to actually experience it. So I think that'll give some skills. But just generally speaking, the more awareness that we have of it, of ourselves and what's going on for us, and the attention that we can, you know, the focus, I suppose, taking it from that outside and just having more consciousness of what's going on in the vessel and the apparatus, and just bringing attention back to the largest signals that are going on, perhaps. And then, yeah, being aware of our breath and, you know, being able to regulate ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I like this idea of regulation as well, actually. Like this is something that's talked about a bit, I guess, more in like, I don't know if this is talked about more in psychology circles and things like that, but that is part of your background, is it not? But I have heard it talked about in those kinds of contexts. And it's about basically like what that, from like my understanding, please correct me if I'm incorrect, but regulation is basically about kind of helping letting your nervous system, it's basically about letting your nervous system know that you're safe. Right? Like it's about letting you, like, there's nothing that I need to like respond to. There's nothing is like going to hurt me per se. And I am like, it's okay for me
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay for me to slow down a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's retraining as well, because there's not a tiger that's trying to attack us most of the time. And actually, that speaks to productivity as well, because we can't actually access the higher regions of our brain, the use of the prefrontal cortex, if we're in a state of fight or flight. So if our physiology is all jacked up, then we can't think straight and we can't make good decisions either. So that's another reason to, you know, honor what's going on in the body and try and regulate ourselves. Yeah,
that's interesting. What does the prefrontal cortex do? Sorry.
This is all the higher order thinking. So
what do you mean by higher order?
So problem solving, any technical kind of technical thinking skills, logical reasoning.
So like
anything,
the human mental faculties.
The human.
Is that what you
mean? Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Is that an accurate way to describe it?
That is. It is.
Okay.
There's actually a theory called by Paul MacLean, the triune brain theory, and it's talking about the brain being stacked. So you have the reptile underneath, and the mammal, and then the human on top.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. So that's one way to think about it. So yeah, if we're in that fight or flight, and you know, in that reactivity mode, and you know, uptight, anxious, and got, you know, that sort of thing going on, then we can't actually think properly. So
yeah, we like to think we're quite rational most of the time, don't we?
But what's the real driver?
Questionable.
What's the real
at
driver?
Best.
Yeah, something more root orientated.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Pardon the pun.
I like that.
Pun intended.
All right. Do you want to do this? Was there anything else you wanted to kind of speak to on this? I think that's we've covered this pretty well. Really,
yeah.
We've talked about this idea of how, like, we spend, like, as a culture, particularly in the West, we spend a lot of our time disembodied. A lot of our time, like, up in our heads, out there in the world, thinking, like, reacting to whatever happens to come our way, whether that's an email or a like task from your boss, or, you know, like something that your ex-partner said to you 7 years ago that just happens to be flashing into your mind, like whatever it may be. And how actually, like, bringing awareness to your body and engaging with it can be a really powerful tool for letting a lot of that kind of go, and can and to bring us, and can bring you back into a state of more, like, being more present, but also, like, ultimately being more productive. And of course, it actually is one of the key factors in activating the healing process. So we can't actually heal without.
It almost is a healing process in itself.
Yeah.
So,
totally, man.
Just attention. That's what it is. Attention to a certain thing that's going on, and allowing it to do its process is the healing in itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably be talking a little bit in this about the chakras. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because you have a really cool guided meditation for us to do, don't you?
I do.
Fantastic. I'm super pumped to try this. Actually, when you were telling me about it before, it sounded like
Yeah, so we're going to be focusing on the physical, just a bit of a body scan. So we're going to scan the physical parts, and then go into a bit more of a energetic sort of attention to the different energy centers. You know, these ideas, chakra is just a word. You know, ideas of different positions where we have different feelings and sensations. So do your best to just pay attention as we go through.
Cool. Are you going to go into any of that, or do you want to elucidate on what any of that is before we jump in, or
I think we just jump in. Let's just jump in and experience it, and then maybe have a chat afterwards.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Let me just double check if we have any other questions or anything. Cool. Chris is happy to see you.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
take it away.
Just getting a comfortable position. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Probably want to elongate your spine a little bit, or just get into a nice posture, but you don't have to be too anal about it. So just get comfortable, and let's just close our eyes and let's do a little bit of a breath. Let's do some full breaths. Yeah. And breathing is going to be a central part of this meditation, so we're going to try and relax. So with every breath, we try to soften and really let go, like layers of an onion, peeling them back and dropping deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. And we might notice from a global sense different parts of our body that have a sort of charge. We might find that there's a charge in one place more than the other. So let's let your attention rest there. Just notice what's happening. And let's go through the physical body. So just paying attention to all the physical, the tangible sensations as we move through. So we might have tension in the forehead. So if you can feel any sensations in the temple or in the forehead, maybe behind the eyes, I wonder if you can just allow that to be there. Don't have to do anything with it. Just breathe, drop, release. Move to the face, the jaw, the neck. Any areas of tension, we just let that soften. Drop the shoulders. Let the arms hang, let them sink. Notice any feelings through the arms, through the forearms, through the hands. Just let it all rest. Moving through the midsection and to the legs. So what's going on for us in these areas? Physically, what's the sensation? Down to the calves, into the feet. We have feet. And now tuning in more to the emotional or the energetic centers. So energetic centers of the body. So starting from the crown, actually let's start from the root. Let's start from the base of the spine, the foundation. So I wonder if you can get a sense of any energy. Might be a tingling sensation right at the base of the spine, in the gooch. It might even be a little bit lower outside of the body, just below the spine. What's going on there? And this is the seat of the foundations, the support, the ground in connection to the earth, the base, the root, the basal. So keep breathing. Maybe we can move up into the Sacral Chakra, so where the sex organs are. Now, this area has some shame usually, and the area we're not allowed to feel sometimes. So it's okay. We have this. It's good. It's beautiful. The seed of creativity. So what sort of sensation are we feeling there? Feel the movement. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful feeling to have. When we breathe into that, let it do its thing. Let it be there. Maybe we feel tingling. How's it moving? Is it shifting? Has it life? Just watching. And we can move up to further up towards the belly button, the gut instinct. And just breathing into that, relaxing, coming down, stripping the layers off. Full relaxation with each breath. You can really relax, let that go, let that go. Any tensions we're holding in that front section, it's working hard during the day, giving us information. And we can rest now. Really drop with each breath. Deeper and deeper levels of relaxation. Feels good. You might feel the cellular level what's going on. The shifting in the cells as we relax, shifting into that parasympathetic nervous system, state of rest. Rest. We can rest in the gut. The intuition giving us guidance. Letting any tensions go. What are we trying to digest? We let go of. What do we let go of? And moving up, moving our attention up into the chest. What's going on there? In the heart chakra. The self, love. Feel ourselves opening up in that region. We don't have to close it off. We're safe here. Is there any charge there? What are we feeling? Feeling the lungs. And relaxing. Sinking. Come down. Come down. And moving up towards the throat, where we speak from, where we communicate. We speak to the world. And just feel the cells emptying, filling, moving, healing. You might feel things at a cellular level, percolating as we breathe into it. We might feel resistant, choked up. Get something off the chest. Allow yourself to sink. Yep. Shut. And just relaxing. Bringing the attention up now through the face, up to the head, up through the eyes, to the forehead, the third eye. Now, lots of thinking, lots of thoughts. You can let that go. They come in and they go. They come in and they go. Just options. Mind, just a tool. Beautiful tool, helping us get through our day, helping us make decisions. We don't need to hold on to it. We don't need to attach to it. We can let go and detach. Let them flow. Any thoughts, let it flow in, flow out. It's all good. And just letting the tensions go all around the head, the base, the skull, the back of the head, the temples, the forehead. I wonder if you can get a sense for any charge up there. That tool is working over time. And we can just let it go, let it soften. What a beautiful state of relaxation. We can come here anytime. It's just the body, simple, plain, boring, and beautiful, beautiful, amazing, dull, boring, simple, breathing, sink, let go, release, up into the crown, top of the head. Get a sense of the energy there. The connection to the higher things, the spirit, divine, connection to God, upstairs. What's going on at the crown, at the top of the head. Now zooming out to the full body. Just noticing any charge, what's going on. And you might want to focus on any area where there's residual charge there. The center, there might be one particular center where there's most going on. And just hold your attention in that place. And soften. Allow the breath to release that area. No need to hold on. No need to hold on. We don't need to hold on to that tension. Come back. Sit. Just breathe. Be here. Present in the body. Peeling back those layers. Dropping those layers. Dropping those layers. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Deeper and deeper states of relaxation. Now you can rest. And rest again. Deeper again. And rest. Dropping it all. Simple. So just the body supporting us through our days. And we carry these charges, these communications, these signals, these messages in here, in the body, messages in the body for us. We can come back and we can soften anytime. The home, the grounded state. Peace, peace, just here, just now, normal, simple. Ground floor, home, where we live, home. Nice. And if you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your consciousness back to the room, to yourself, the breath. Just enjoying that state. Have some gratitude for the body that's taking us through our day. Muchas gracias. Gracias, gracias. Thank you body. Thank you body for doing everything you do. What a beautiful vessel. Ucha. Shit. What a beautiful machine helping us through our lives. So we always come back and be in it.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. It's always here, right?
Yeah.
Always here for us.
That's it.
Oh, Chris loved it. I'm listening. Thanks, Dolph. That was really good. Yeah, thanks, Dolph. That was really good. That was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah. So to answer your question about like what embodiment is, yeah, that's what I mean by embodied understanding. Getting to that state,
feeling it.
We feel those cells. We feel
right
that stuff. Yeah, and here it's in the body. That's we can feel. And that's where the understanding is. That's where the data is. That's where the learning is. That's where the healing is.
We're always looking up so much stuff, and it kind of gives us a chance to organize it in a way that makes sense. In a way, and I guess like meditation is a really great way to get that right. It's a really great way to tune in. And to reconnect with your body. Really, really powerful thing. You can really use it like that. That said, like day to day, in the moment stuff, something I find super helpful is just putting my hands on my body and just feel.
Exactly.
Actually,
that's a good one.
Feel it.
That's good. That's a good one. We didn't really do that.
We did that. Like sometimes that was like the whole
touching the eyes, touching the head. It can bring awareness back to this. That's a really good point. Actually, touching is a good one. Breath, always breath.
Always, and we do a lot of that day to day anyway, without almost realizing it. But like similar to the hugging thing that Scott and I shared with you last week. Just like having
if you're feeling charged somewhere.
Put your hands in your body. And take a breath with that. Especially if something unpleasant is going on, or if you like just suddenly feel a lot, or if there's something pleasant going on, something is just happening and it feels like a little bit overwhelming, just take a moment to come back. It's can be really, really powerful, and it can totally change the way that your interactions go, that your day goes. It's a really awesome thing. Embodiment.
Yeah, buddy.
Woo! Is there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so. I think we've covered it fairly well. But yeah, it's a simple thing. So it sounds like a spooky word, like energy and chakras and embodiment, energetic system. Yeah, this is just simple. It's just extension of what we are. We have magnetic fields. We have fields around us. We're constantly engaging with the environment. Mirror neurons. Where we have charges going on, different things going on. It's very plain and simple. So yeah,
it's just the process of being in your body.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah,
really.
So nothing. I mean, it is magic. It's It is magic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's nothing spooky. So
the average, everyday kind of magic that changes everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's nothing spooky. It's just magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Voodoo magic. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in today, guys. That was really, really awesome. We'll be back next week with another meditation. No idea what it'll be about, as we never seem to. But thanks very much, Dorf, for tuning in today. Coming along, going through that epic meditation. That was so sick, man. And thanks for bringing this topic to us. It's been really, really cool.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Hey, take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Between two ferns.